Picture this: a heavy cruiser, alone at sea, midnight darkness, and an unwritten secret so explosive it could change the course of the war. This is the story of the USS Indianapolis, July 1945. The Indianapolis has just delivered the top-secret components of the first atomic bomb to Tinian Island. Only a handful of people know what's been carried in her belly, a weapon that could end the war. She leaves Tinian, heading for the Philippines with no escort. Her mission so secret, her journey isn't even properly recorded. The seas are calm, the night is clear. But at 12:15 a.m. on July 30th, disaster erupts. 2 Japanese torpedoes slice through the ship's hull. The first explodes the bow, swallowing sailors in an instant. The second rips through a fuel tank and a magazine. Within just 12 minutes, the Indianapolis is sinking. Imagine 1,196 men hurled into the Pacific. Chaos, churning oil, burning debris. Many are wounded, some without life vests. There are no lifeboats, no rescue in sight. Around 900 survive the initial sinking, but their nightmare is only beginning. The men cling to debris, form groups, or drift apart in the darkness. Dawn brings brutally hot sun. Salt water scalds their wounds. Dehydration sets in. Some drink the seawater in desperation, only to hallucinate and die. But the horror doesn't stop there. Fin shapes begin circling. The survivors are not alone in the water. Oceanic white-tip and tiger sharks, attracted by blood and thrashing limbs, begin attacking. Some victims are taken by surprise. Others vanish without a sound. There's no escape, just an endless sea and relentless predators. For 4 days and 5 nights, it's a hell almost too hard to imagine. Yet, something even more shocking. No distress signal is acted upon. Back at base, nobody notices the Indianapolis is missing. She's overdue, but paperwork problems and radio silence delay a search. Some begin to lose hope. Sunstroke, thirst, and fear gnaw away at bravest hearts. At night, men cling to each other for comfort. Some keep a grim tally as group after group thins out. Then, on the 4th day, hope returns unexpectedly. A passing U.S. patrol plane spots survivors by chance, noticing something strange bobbing in the water. The pilot radios for help, and a full rescue operation finally swings into action. By the time ships and planes haul the last survivors from the water, only 316 of the original 1,196 crew remain alive. Nearly 600 men are presumed killed by exposure, dehydration, or sharks, the worst disaster at sea in U.S. Navy history. The consequences are immediate. National outrage erupts. The Navy, embarrassed and seeking answers, courts-martials Captain Charles McVay. He's accused of not zigzagging to avoid submarines, but many argue he's a scapegoat for bureaucratic failings. Even the Japanese submarine commander later testifies, zigzagging would have made no difference. For years, the tragedy haunts survivors and the families of those lost. Still, a secret lingers. The Indianapolis had delivered Little Boy, the bomb that would soon be dropped on Hiroshima, a mission so urgent that secrecy overrode safety. Her legacy is forever tied to both unimaginable suffering and the end of the war. Decades later, relentless survivors campaign for justice. In 2000, Captain McVay is posthumously exonerated by Congress, but the echoes of the disaster never fade. The haunting courage of the Indianapolis crew reminds us, even in victory, the cost of war can be borne for a lifetime. Their sacrifice, their survival, and their story, one of the most harrowing testaments in all of World War II. But in the next episode, what if I told you there was a secret even more explosive hidden beneath the waves? Stay tuned.